today about that as well.
Morning, everybody. It's the 2nd of April. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. Joe Neighbour, Ian Coleman and Steve O'Hare.
Good morning, all.
Guys.
Yo.
How is everybody?
All right.
Bit snivelly.
Snivelly.
That's right. You're allowed to be snivelly, mate.
Snivelly.
That doesn't count, does he? That's not part of the symptoms.
No, definitely not.
No, mate.
Snivelly's good.
Cool. Everybody staying sane then, still?
Yeah, pretty sane.
Kids are going a bit mental now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard going. Anybody seen any news overnight that they want to kick off with that is worthwhile talking about?
No, just like everyone turning on the government at the moment, aren't they? Seems to be the social media is anyway.
Yeah, they
Not
can't
enough
do anything
testing.
right, can they?
No. So just that's the only sort of like I like to go to Twitter and just sort of see what the headlines are, and I don't know if are they personalised to me, all the headlines.
Possibly. They come up with a load of conspiracy theories and stuff, are they?
Yeah, trends for me is all about Boris Johnson, staying at home saves lives, Branson.
Well, the message is a bit confused, isn't it? I mean, obviously we want to get testing done, but everybody's been told to stay at home. So, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. It's if people stay at home and follow the guidelines and get the symptoms, you get the symptoms, you can get tested later for that. As long as you don't fall seriously ill.
Not enough testing kits, is there? I mean,
it's
like there's not enough of these personal protection things. I mean,
Tina's making a load now. She's sort of like, although that's been sort of like a thing in itself. Someone sort of suggested, I think it was on Facebook or something, let's make a load of scrubs for the NHS. So it has to be made out of material or whatever. It doesn't matter as long as it stays clean. But trying to get hold of the pattern to make it and everything has been like a real nightmare. So everyone wants to help and wants to sort of do their bit, but it's not always straightforward.
Tash told me yesterday, those face masks you can get from Decathlon that cover your whole, like snorkels that cover your whole face.
Yeah.
Apparently there's something you can 3D print that converts them into proper equipment that the NHS can use.
Oh, really?
So I think it's been downloaded like 3 million times or something. So people are 3D printing it and then they can use these masks.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what's going to happen when the lockdown sort of eases a little bit, whether there'll be restriction on people moving about, they have to wear masks or something like that.
I think, do we?
Well, it needs must, I suppose, isn't it? It's wearing a face mask yesterday. I did it sort of going to Tesco's to pick up the shop and everything, and it's not very comfortable, is it? I know you look a pillock as well, but it's for a reason. So you just get on with it and do it. Wear gloves, wear masks, whatever. I mean, yeah, people might be laughing at you, but you're sort of staying safe and trying to sort of protect the community just when you have to go out to pick up shopping and essential items. Went to the pharmacy as well, and they had a policy of there's only 2 people allowed in the pharmacy at one time. It's only a small one.
Yeah.
And then outside there's a queue like 3 meters apart, or well, wasn't quite 3 meters. What's the thing? 2 meters or 3 meters?
2 meters.
3 meters apart. And there's people queuing in the street, but a lot of people just don't see it or just walk past it. It's the sort of maybe the older generation or maybe I shouldn't really just say older generation. Well, so people just walk past it, walk in the shop and don't have a clue what's going on.
There's in Southend yesterday, there was a huge queue down the high street to get into a bank. I mean, I can't remember the last time I went into a bank. Why are people going into banks?
Yeah, again, I think it's sort of like, I mean, I've had the same £200 in my back pocket for 3 weeks now. I haven't spent a penny from my back pocket.
I mean, I imagine it's just old people going in there to check their balances. I mean, come on.
Well, I did sort of like my father-in-law. Sorry, Rog, if you're watching. He did on the first day of the lockdown. No, but he's very vulnerable. So he's got an underlying health condition. So he's one of the guys that got a letter.
Yeah.
So on the first day, we told him, "What you're doing? We told you yesterday you got locked down," and he was on his way to the bank to pay in a check or something. And I just scratching my head. Yeah, I don't know. So it is, but I was thinking about people who don't actually look at online social media news or whatever and don't get a paper. What about them? They may be walking around looking at everyone thinking, you're all mad.
Where is everyone?
Yeah. They're thinking, lovely.
They are talking about a run on petrol, aren't they? So maybe the
Well, no one's
panic,
going
panic,
anywhere.
is, panic is amongst us.
There's fucking shitloads of it everywhere. Can't get rid of
Yeah.
$20 a barrel.
There's started being queues at petrol stations. So I suppose if people are queuing at petrol stations, they'll start queuing at banks because they'll think things are running out. Get
Yeah,
your
I mean,
cash
it's
out.
like, why are people
They're
queuing
going
at
to run
petrol
out when they're printing
stations?
shitloads more of it.
Yeah. Why are people queuing at petrol stations when they're not supposed to be going anywhere? That's the idiots, mate.
Yeah, there was
The
the
idiot
local
brigade.
woods had the gate shut, and there's people kicking off on Facebook saying, "Oh, why's the gate shut?" It's like, well, because you're not fucking supposed to be in there. If you can walk there, then fine, but don't drive your car there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just some people just don't get it, do they?
No.
No.
Just,
Anyway, enough ranting. Yesterday we had 3 trades, as we always do. We had a trade on Aussie Yen, which made 21 pips on 0.19R. Steve had another winner on S&P. That was a 0.88R winner. And Ian, unfortunately, was stopped. Oh, no, you weren't stopped. You had a 0.4R loser on Sterling Swiss.
I had a big stop.
Yes. So
yeah,
I think,
fair enough.
not bad. Oh, yeah, nothing spectacular, but making progress. So that's all we can ask. 0.68R overall. Happy days.
Nice one.
Steve, it's your honour if you've got anything. Or if
Uh,
anybody else wants to jump in, I am.
well, if anyone's ready, they can. But
I'll have a go if you like.
Go on then.
I'll go in early. Just sort of want to talk about the dollar a little bit. Obviously, there's that decent sell-off. This is a 240-minute chart, 4-hour chart. And then we've seen this sort of period of consolidation. I do think that the dollar's got more room for a corrective move higher, but I'd look to sell into that as opposed to buy into this, if you see what I mean. We managed to clip a nice dip off this channel in euro dollar yesterday. Again, you got a nice confluence area. Did a webinar on that. So trendline support and 50% pullback level. So I think that's looking quite nice. And yesterday we talked about sterling Swiss. I still think that that's got limited upside, and I do still like the Swiss pairs for buying Swiss basically. So that's what I'm going to be looking at today. Euro yen, I should have said actually, that broke out of a channel formation to the downside. I think that's got scope to get down to here, 115 the figure. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at dollar Swiss because I've got an exhaustion count. I think we're going to make an AB CD corrective formation to the downside. I've got on a larger time frame, I've got a 78.6% fib here and a 50% fib here. So I'm looking to get short at the market. I'll move that stop down. Like I said, the AB from where current price action is, ABCD is just under 93, but it might just get up to this level. I think 97.02. But I'm going to sell it at current levels because that's what we do. 96.69, 93 the figure, and I'll have a 55 tick stop. So 6.7R is what I'm looking for.
Nice one. Better close my long now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was quite convinced by that. I don't know. Do you want to go, Joe?
Yeah, I'm happy to go. I'm looking at FTSE. I've had a number of attempts at trying to call the indices. It's been a bit of a choppy old ride in recent sessions. So I think, and what I've been saying is that there's potentially a bit of a base in place. I talked about this potential for a triple bottom on the FTSE 100. This is the hourly chart. We've had a lot of congestion here, some potential consolidation. It is staying above this support level that I've identified here around about 53.74. Also lines up with a 38.2% roughly from this recent swing move from the lows to that recent high on the 26th. Holding around there today. Overnight, we saw a dip down to the level and the buyers have come back in and looking they were in for a bit of a rally today. Obviously, these rallies have been short-lived. So, again, it is speculative and it is counter-trend, but I just think there is scope for a bit of another move higher in the short term. So I'm going to buy At the market, 54.55. Going to target a move to 5800, which is close to that previous swing high, just in front of it. And going to put a stop below the overnight lows, which the low it was 53.53. So let's go 53.50. Well, in fact, 53.48 is fine. Just a couple of ticks below that. 3R.
Nice.
Lovely.
Okay, I'll share mine. Right. Yeah. Look at oil yesterday. We got this downtrend line. Obviously, this is only an hourly chart. This break here, this gap on the charts still up there. Triangle formation. It's broken above it overnight, really. 8 o'clock last night. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, so quite a decent trend line. And we've reacted higher. I still feel we're going to be capped around the $25 mark, just for it's a big round psychological number. We've had a little bit of rally selling here, so you know, potentially you could look to buy the dip on top of this trend line, or sell into this rally here, or just stand aside. So I'm leaving that alone. I'm going to look at copper, to trade copper. I think again, obviously copper's had a real decent sell-off. It's in this again an ascending triangle formation, bearish. It's broken through where the trend support was, so that turns into resistance now. So and I think this real horizontal level of resistance above around about the $2.24 to $2.50 is quite decent. So we just had a little bit of a downward move in the last hour, so I'm going to sell it here now to 19, just round the number up. Stop at I'm happy with that. That's what I've got. My intraday, I'm looking to sell it into a rally here at 223.50. Stop is at 225.50. That'll be a clear breaker there. Target, I'll go for a decent sized target. Gives me a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Target, I'll round that up as well, because I like round numbers. Like all of us, we all love round numbers. So 2.92 RR. The target is 2. That's round number.
Good luck.
And it's an even number.
It is.
Lovely.
So that's it. Just saw something on my Revolut card. They're allowing you to trade or buy cryptos with your Revolut.
Yeah, you've been able to do that for a while, I think.
Oh, maybe it's my level. I've only got a little standard card, mate. Maybe not.
You're not a black card
up to your
holder.
pay grade. No, I haven't got a black card or a gold card yet.
Okay.
Working my way up there. But yeah, just saw that this morning. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can do all sorts on that now. It's very good.
Mm.
News-wise, obviously we didn't find any sort of major headlines overnight to look at. There was better data from the US yesterday on the jobs front. It was better than expected, but the global outlook remains pretty worrying, according to the US administration. US dollar, Japanese yen dipped to a 2-week low amid the risk-off environment. We saw sterling quite resilient. The developments with regards to coronavirus in the Eurozone remain generally negative. Italy confirming that their lockdown will be extended to April the 13th. So is that another 2 weeks beyond what they initially said?
Yeah.
You know,
it sounds about right, doesn't it? It sounds quite reasonable.
So that takes them up to Easter weekend. Is that Easter weekend? I think
Easter's cancelled, mate. There's no Easter weekend this year. We'll get double Easter next year.
Save me some money on eggs.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't saved me any money.
Easter money's not allowed out. Okay, so I mean, if that's the case, do we think we're going to be? I mean, our 3-week lockdown ends about the same period, I think, same time.
Yeah, although we don't know whether it's going to be extended or not.
Well, going by them, I think we've sort of followed their footprint so far, haven't we? So maybe there'll be another extension on top of that.
Yeah.
Spain recorded further 864 deaths in the last 24 hours, and that's the largest figure so far. But there is evidence that the rate of increase appears to be leveling out. So hopefully they're going to start peaking out soon on the deaths. And
what about the infection rate? Have they sort of
infection rate is flattening off, I think. that pretty much sums it up. So data-wise today in the UK at 9:30, we've got UK construction PMI, and then we've got the US jobless claims at 1:30 is the biggest sort of impact data today, and that is ahead
3.5
of
million expected.
Yeah. So the previous week saw 3.28 million. So we're expecting an increase on that. And then obviously we've got the biggie tomorrow in the form of non-farm payrolls.
Yeah. Also, I did see yesterday a bit of another scare headline. The drop in mobile phone users in China, 2.1 million. It's dropped.
What does that mean?
People using mobile phones. So they're sort of saying that that's probably a figure that is more close to what the deaths are.
Oh,
Because
shit.
obviously they could, yeah, exactly. So I don't know who posted that figure.
Jesus.
So
Well,
that's a nice one.
I've just-
Well, normally Ian finishes off with a little gloomy headline. I
Yeah,
thought I'd
I
do
was
it
just
this
going to
time.
say maybe initially then chopping down the 5G masts. That's why it's sort of flattening off maybe. But I've just seen a Bloomberg headline flash up there on my phone that basically said China's now having a go at the US. China accuses US of shifting virus blame after Intel report.
Yeah.
So they're just having a pop at each other, aren't they? Obviously, the US came out yesterday and said that they've not been disclosing their figures properly.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's at it, I think.
That drop in mobile phone users, though, I mean, people don't just stop using their phones, do they?
If anything,
in this day and age.
Use it more, don't they?
Yeah. Wow.
21 million.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, again, I don't believe half the stuff I read at the moment.
Oh, I believe everything.
Excellent.
Okay, all right, let's wrap it up there, guys. Non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Have a good day today, and we'll catch you later.
Enjoy
Cheers.
it. Bye.